What if I shared that the wildest brawl in UFC history could take place right inside the most potent building on Earth? Forget Vegas, forget Madison Square Garden. We are speaking of the White House. It is true Conor McGregor's huge awaited comeback might actually happen, and it is occurring in a setting that no one ever predicted.
All I know is that octagon at the White House lawn has my name on it.
That's the one, right? Everything is going to center around that. That's the one you want.
Of course, that's the one I want. I mean, but every single person on the entire UFC roster wants that fight. You know, it's so I realize that I, as well as every person on the roster, are gunning for that card, wanting to be on that card. You got John Jones coming out of retirement, entering the testing pool. You got Conor entering the testing pool right after that gets announced. So that's the one that everybody wants. That's the...
To finally get to fight McGregor, to get to do it at the White House, to be a part of something historic, you know that Chandler would be all in on that. When it comes to the matchup, you guys know what I feel. I feel like if there is a matchup for Conor McGregor to come back to, it is this one, because Chandler will be more than willing to stand in the pocket and fight McGregor. And obviously we know when people do that, we know what happens. Conor McGregor has been very, very successful against guys that don't use wrestling or the wrestling threat as a real problem for him.
He brought it up to me. You know, when you walk around the White House with him, like when he walked Bill Maher, and I've seen him walk many people through the White House, he's so proud of the White House and he loves it so much, and you know, he loves America. So he believes that the White House belongs to the people of America. He wants to bring more Americans to the White House to experience the White House, and
so cool.
His thing is, this is your house. So yeah, I was lucky.
So
he said we should do a fight here.
So it's happening. It's like actually 100% happening.
Absolutely happening. It'll be
this numerous times. As a fighter, you want the biggest stages, the brightest lights, and the most amount of money that you possibly can with this short window of opportunity that you have in this sport. And fighting on the White House lawn with the President of the United States. I was just with someone else on his team a couple days ago. He said, you know, people from England are going to come over and show their respect. I mean, it's going to be special. It's going to be something I want to be a part of.
Live and free on CBS.
Free?
From the White House. Yeah.
Wow. For the people.
Yeah.
Oh, this might be like one of the most viewed fights of all time, man.
Yeah. So when we shoot this fight, right, this whole backdrop will be the White House. And then when the cameras move over and the fight's this way, it's all the Washington Monument.
Dana White isn't merely booking a bout, he is plotting a massive spectacle, one thing that might alter the sport for good. Yet beneath the buzz lay drama, tactics, and a deeply personal saga that leaves fans split, because this is not simply about a match. It is regarding heritage, policies, and one of the boldest bets the boss has ever laid.
I'm sure the dream opponent is Conor, right? To finally finish that story. You deserve that. You earn that. You are entitled to that. In your heart of hearts now, because I saw you talking about it as well, and he's sort of teasing us every day. He's posting more training footage. What are you feeling in your heart of hearts? I know we're still 11 months away or so. Do you feel like this is now back from the dead? How are you processing all of this?
I haven't really processed it much. I mean, it's been a lot of the same stuff over the last couple of years with the whole Chandler McGregor Tough 31 pull out of the fight June 29th, or for the June 29th saga that we've had. I don't really think about it a ton. I know I want to fight at the White House. Would love to fight against Conor. That's definitely a platform that would bring Conor, you know, maybe get Conor on the straight and narrow a little bit to get focused on and get back in the octagon to fight. But it could be anybody. It could be, you know, maybe it's another American. Maybe it's, you know, who knows what it is. We'll see. I mean, if you're a betting man, I still say if you're a betting man, I wouldn't bet on it. But definitely bet the house on Chandler fighting on the White House card.
When Dana first hinted at a DC event, folks thought it was just bluff. Then rumors began to swell, the Lincoln Memorial as a stage. The White House turned into a live fight venue with a crowd of only 5,000 fans seeing history unfold. This is not just a standard card, it is a declaration, a way to say we move this sport from dark halls to the very seat of American might. Picture it, the cage sitting near huge white pillars, Abe Lincoln watching in the rear, cameras beaming to millions across the map. White claims DC will get taken over entirely. That night, screens all over the town airing the bouts, turning the Capitol into one huge MMA celebration. Yet as grand as the spot is, the true tale is who is entering that cage.
If you stand and trade, he can be very dangerous. Obviously, he still has a lot of work to do in terms of his recovery. And what does that injury do for you mentally? I remember talking to Chris Weidman. Weidman told me that every intention he had before going into that fight, his return fight, was to throw a leg kick right away. But he said the moment he got in there, he was like scared to do it. And he never threw that kick. And ultimately, he ended up getting kicked. And then Brad Tavares ended up beating down his other leg to the point that he could barely stand. So what toll does the injury take on McGregor when he returns? And how much will Chandler be willing to use leg kicks as a game plan to try and give McGregor real problems? I heard the weigh-ins are going to be at the Lincoln Memorial or something like that. That's crazy. It's crazy. And I get to be there. That's the best part about it. I'm so lucky to have the job that I have, that when they go to the White House to fight, I'm going to be there. It's a year away before this event, and we're already talking about what potentially could happen as a fight. You know what's the most telling thing to me, though? Is like Conor McGregor has not fought since 2022 when he broke his leg, or 21 or something. John Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House. He tells anyone that'll listen. Even last week he was at the Grammys or some shit like that, and he was on the red carpet speaking about how he's back testing and he's ready to fight at the White House. But Dana seems more stern in not letting him today than I have ever seen him in regards to John Jones. I remember when he canceled that fight against Chael, Dana said he'll never headline again. Well, he headlined against me twice. We're supposed to be headlining events 5 times. He headlined against Gustafsson, Cyril Gane, and so many other people. This time he seems like he is not going to back down.
Conor McGregor, the man.
Conor McGregor, the icon who shifted the game, hasn't looked himself of late. Snapped chin, huge breaks, side business ventures, and yes, that odd political campaign. The crowd started asking if he would scrap again, yet now it feels distinct. Mac has been seen grinding harder, cutting weight, and sharing odd posts that yell one fact: he is returning. Dana even named him the most pro athlete on earth, which lifted a few eyelids, mainly given Conor's past of late fight drops and wild issues. So why now? Why bet it all on a giant stage like this? Because this isn't just a restart, it's a shot to seize the reins of his story. McGregor knows if he wins on that lawn, it is not just a win, it is a culture shift. His name goes from past star to living myth instantly, but there is a huge issue. His rival has been pausing 3 long years for this chance.
You know, we as fighters, we got our little tiffs and we got our little rivalries, but dude, his contribution to the sport has to be recognized, man. I mean, he was just a young, angry little 18-year-old on that Fightville documentary, some little kid from Lafayette, Louisiana, rises the ranks up 145 and 155, won the interim belt, you know, fought for the title a couple times and deserved it every single time. You know, there's a debate out there, is he the best fighter to never win a title? I think he's definitely up there as one of those guys to be one of the best to never hold UFC gold, or, you know, unified real UFC gold. It's a celebration of his career, his contribution to the sport. And now, man, go just enjoy your life. Stop, you know, let go of this love that we have called mixed martial arts and go serve your wife, your daughter, and a baby on the way, I believe, right? So I think he's going to really enjoy this next phase of life, and I wish him the best, and I think he's going to do some amazing things.
Michael Chandler has gone through fire waiting for this date. The check of a lifetime was waved in his face, then delayed, pushed, and pushed again. He kept fit, worked through hurts, and saw his best years slip by, all for a crack at McGregor. And then a crash. Chandler finally stepped back in the cage, but not facing Conor. Instead, he got tossed into a war with Paddy Pimblett, a rising star, and took one of the worst beatings of his life. Fans were stunned. Chandler, the savage powerhouse, was crushed by a fresh, hungry kid. That loss didn't just hurt the body, it broke the mystique. Suddenly, he was not the scary threat. He was the guy people felt was too old and worn down to hang with elites. But Mike never whined. He is a loyal dad, a rigid worker, and he never quit hoping he'd get his turn. And now, the turn might actually be here. But this is not the Michael Chandler we were promised years ago, and that might be precisely what the Notorious wants.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Connor?
Is that why what?
Is that why you wouldn't let me fight Connor?
What the f- you gonna fight? You're fucking huge. Connor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he could beat me, and I think people would tune in.
But everybody thinks that.
Yeah,
Everybody thinks they're good. If he said, I can't beat fucking Logan Paul, come on, he's gonna say that. He's
you're
a
right.
fucking professional fighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hate your brother. I don't hate your brother. Your brother talks more shit than anybody that I've ever seen. You know, he's always talking shit about the UFC and all this other stuff. It's like an obsession for him for some weird reason. But I don't hate your brother.
Do you think that the relationship can be mended eventually?
Into what? As far as what?
I don't know.
We're gonna hang out and fucking go see a movie or something. I mean, you know.
Maybe, I don't know. Just to be cordial, just because like.
Yeah, we can be cordial. I have no problem with your brother.
Yeah.
I have no problem with your brother. We are in the fucking fight business, man. Lots of mean things are said, and shit flies back and forth.
Here is the truth. McGregor isn't foolish. He sees how much this bout counts, and he sees how lethal Mike can be. But Chandler fresh off a bad loss? Chandler now 3 years aged slower, maybe even second guessing? That is the foe McGregor seeks. Have no doubt, this is planned out. Conor doesn't want a warm-up clash against a peak riser. He needs a name, big enough to pull giant focus, yet not so risky that he fears getting embarrassed in front of the whole planet. And Chandler, despite it all, is a star. Still a highlight reel maker. Still a man who will stand and trade, which falls right into Conor's trap. But this isn't just about two athletes. It is about something much vaster. Dana White's dream for the brand.
If you're a betting man, I still say if you're a betting man, I wouldn't bet on it, but definitely bet the house on Chandler fighting on the White House card.
By the way, now that time has passed, there's all kinds of theories. Do you think he was preparing to fight you June of last year?
I mean, all I can do is take it at face value. I mean, the problem with being honest is that you don't understand why people lie. The problem with doing things as a professional, you don't understand how people can do things as a non-professional. You know, so my brain doesn't really compute that somebody would do all of that knowing that they were going to pull out of the fight. With that being said, would I put it past anybody? No. People are the worst kind of humans. When people do crazy things, right? So it's he had every intention to fight. Broken pinky toe, I don't know, I would have stepped in there. But I'm different than a lot of guys. Still out of a fight, still never missed weight in 15, 16 years, 30-something fights. It's just what I do. Never pulled out of a wrestling match, never missed weight in wrestling, in college wrestling or high school wrestling. It's just what I do. I know one thing, and then that's to hold the standard.
Dana White has never been scared to roll dice. Recall Fight Island in the lockdown? When every other league was shutting doors, Dana was the man who built a whole zone just to keep the fights alive. This White House show is his next huge play, and it may be the wildest yet. It is not just for views, it is about making UFC a worldwide social giant. The way the Super Bowl or World Cup commands eyes, a war like this, in a spot like this, could pull in folks who never watched MMA in their days. But there is a downside. When you build a show this vast, there is no space for error. If McGregor or Chandler bail last second, tragedy. If the bout ends in a dull decision, tragedy. If politics drown out the sport, tragedy. And yet, Dana looks totally sure, and that belief is spreading. But the risks aren't just big for the org, they are sky high for the men fighting.
What if you're the superstar?
Yeah, I'm definitely not the superstar.
You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like...
No, but listen, there's a formula to this stuff.
Yeah. And you know that, so that makes you a superstar.
So when I listen to like, we have a superstar problem, or we have this problem, or we have that problem, my response to that is, believe me when I fucking tell you, we have no problems.
Especially now with 7.7 billion. But they say more money, more problems.
But it's not even about that. It's not even about the 7.7 billion. It's about, now what are we going to do with these unbelievably brilliant and aggressive businessmen that are now getting into Paramount and CBS? we all get together next week. We have a big conference. There's 60 of their people and my people getting together, and we're going to start building what the next 7 years is going to look like. You know what I mean? When do what we do here, is what happens when you do what you do well.
What is going on?
Wait till everybody's, and I love as we go into a new deal and hear this stuff, like, and I would love to hear who the is the guy that's saying, oh, they have tell me what fucking genius in the business.
This duel isn't just about cash, it is about history. If McGregor wins, it is the peak comeback tale. He goes from being seen as washed up to being back in the title hunt, maybe even booking a super bout for gold before leaving. If he fails, it might be the close. There are only so many times you can sell a return before the fans stop caring. For Chandler, it is even more intense. A win hands him the grandest peak of his life, the respect he has been hunting since he joined the league. A loss could push him to quit, or at least to gatekeeper rank, a spot no fighter ever seeks. Both guys see the stakes. Both guys know this isn't just about who is skilled, it is about who survives the heat. But what if this clash is just the start of something even larger?
How much did you get paid for that? Did you even get anything? Some do it for free.
I got paid $500, but after I paid for hotel rooms, gas, food, I'm pretty sure I lost money on that one. So yeah, I fought for free for that one, but that's what we got to do. You got to do it. You got to earn your stripes. You got to cut your teeth. And I've got this dream of mine that I want to get on a microphone and I want to interview every single opponent of mine in my entire career. So Kyle Swadley would be the first one. Find out where he is and sit down and talk to him about where he was in his life and what was going on. I think it'd be a really
that would be brilliant. Oh, I would love. Who do you think would be the hardest to book, hardest to convince?
Will Brooks, for sure.
Why?
Some people hate me, but that dude really hates me. But you know,
still after all these years.
Probably him.
What do you think of all the love he got last month for his retirement fight?
Dude, I loved it, man. We as fighters, we got our little tiffs and we got our little rivalries, but dude, his contribution to the sport has to be recognized, man. He was just a young, angry little 18-year-old on that Fightville documentary, some little kid from Lafayette, Louisiana, rises the ranks up 145 and 155. Won the interim belt, fought for the title a couple times and deserved it every single time.
There are rumors that if this lands, if the White House show is a hit, we could see fights in other ancient or global spots. Picture bouts at the Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, the Great Wall of China, and with Dana now eyeing the boxing scene, there is chat of mixed shows, UFC stars crossing over to box on giant cards, maybe even under the same roof as world leaders and movie stars. It sounds mad, but so did Fight Island until it was real. This isn't just another PPV, this is a turning point for the sport, for Dana White, for Michael Chandler, and mainly for Conor McGregor. The sole query is, will this duel become the shining gem of Mac's path, or the night that shows his era is truly done? Because one thing is sure, friends, the whole globe will be looking. Let me know what you say. Does McGregor have one last run left in him, or is Michael Chandler about to stun the earth? Drop your views below, because this bout could be the one that shifts it all.